Yeah, excellent. So tonight we're looking at John 19 verses 26 and 27. And this is where we see concern Jesus has for his mother. So when Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to her, "Woman, here is your son," and to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that time on, the disciple took her into his home. So before this happens, a few verses before, we're reading of soldiers fighting in competition with each other for power. And then here you have Mary standing by her dying son. And it feels like a sense of stillness in a very busy passage. And when I read it last week, my mind went straight to the image of the late Queen Elizabeth II standing by herself during the funeral of her beloved husband. There were crowds around her, yet she stood silently and alone. And although Mary wasn't totally by herself, I imagine she would have felt very alone in that moment. I can't imagine how any mother feels when they lose a child. The majority of mothers care for their children, and it breaks their hearts when they're hurting and suffering. They kiss the pain and they wipe over scrapes and hold their child until the tears have gone. She's standing there, Mary standing there, watching her son die the most painful death. There's blood dripping down his face and body, and she can't do anything. She was the first person to hold this boy when he was born, and she won't be the last, and that must break her heart. As the eldest son, it would have been Jesus' responsibility to provide for his family when his father died, which we assume was the case here. With this responsibility on his heart, Jesus looks out and sees his mother from the cross and says these words, prioritizing his family over himself, even when he's dying. From that hour, John took her to his home, and Jesus was giving a new son to his mother to replace himself. And he gave her the best son, the disciple that Jesus loved, the only one of his disciples that was there at this moment. This indicates his loyalty, courage, and faith. Jesus' love towards his mother proves his love for us. When we're in trouble, our thoughts tend to turn inwards, but Jesus' thoughts didn't turn inwards. They turned outwards towards those whom he loved. That's not just Mary, that's us. He's mindful of our needs, just as he was mindful of his mother's needs. Still, he takes his time in meeting our needs. He could have planned this arrangement at a more convenient time than when he was on the cross, but he waited until he needed to hear these words the most. I love that in this passage, the word home is used. It shows that Mary was not just taken care of at convenient times for John, but she was taken in to a family, into a home where there would be love and security and happy times and sad times. And although the family is not through blood, it is through the Spirit. And I feel like this is something that Jesus would want us to take from this, that we need to be family for everyone. Not just those who we are actually related to, but those we are related to in the Spirit. Amen.